think that some of this starts actually in childhood when you had when you were a kid and maybe you wanted to do well in school and maybe you felt like being good in school wasn't going to it was going to cause you to lose favor with a lot of your friends, right? Um, there, you know, that time where you had you have people that would say that you're acting white. When I remember when I was getting my PhD and as I was getting my doctorate, I was learning things, right? And as I was learning things, I was changing, I was evolving, I was thinking things through more critically, I was speaking differently, and I still remember having people that I knew back in the day who said, "Oh, he overthinking, he's white." And I just remember being very confused by that because I said, "What is it about being white that means if I'm smart, I gotta be white now?" Like, are you saying that if I want to be black, I gotta be ignorant? Is that what you're really saying to me? And that there are some people out there, I don't know, tell me if you agree. I think there are some people who believe that if you are black, that being black means you have to be ignorant, that being ignorant is the only way to be black, or being broke means you have to be, you know, or they'll compare, they go into like the struggle Olympics where they'll say you didn't have a real black experience because you ain't never been through nothing. And so if you grow up and you say, well, actually, I had, you know, parents that paid the bills and we were fine and I was safe and my parents stayed together and everybody was loved, and they will tell you that you didn't have a real black experience. Has anybody ever noticed that? Like there are literally people who will think that if you are black and you are not going through hell, you are not black enough. You are not really black. And this happens, and I blame a lot of these politicians. They you know, I was debating somebody the other day, and they were talking about this rapper Nicki Minaj who went to the Republican whatever it was, Turning Point USA, and everybody was saying that she's a sellout for doing that and all that. And I said, yeah, I don't disagree with you. I said, but if she was doing that for the Democrats, I doubt you would be saying that about her. Right, because there's plenty of black rappers who will go and you know they'll go coon out for the Democrats or the Republicans, right? You have rappers on both sides, and I said, and also one thing you got to ask yourself is why is it that when they want to talk to black people, they want to talk to a rapper? Like they don't want to talk to black people, they want to talk to these cartoon characters. Rappers are cartoon characters. That's what they pretty much are. And then I said, did you notice that Megan the Stallion? Do you know what a stallion is? And they said, no. I said a stallion is an adult uncastrated male horse. It's an uncastrated male horse. So it's not just a horse. It's a horny horse. It's a horny horse, a heart with a hard, you know what, that's ready to go have sex with everything. Hypersexualized horse. So why would you? What does that bother you at all? Like in Nicki Minaj, it's named after a sexual act, Minaj, right? And so I said, isn't that fascinating that when we think about what blackness represents, when other people say, like, okay, I'm gonna go to the black community, who do I pick first? I'm gonna go talk to the one lady who's named after a horse and the other lady who's named after a sex act, and those are going to be our representatives of the black community. All that should be offensive. All that is weird to me. All that is very, very strange. And so there are people who associate who would say, for example, if you don't know who Nicki Minaj is, or if you don't know who Megan the Stallion is, then you're not black enough. If you don't know Cardi B lyrics, you're not black enough. That bothers me a little bit.